That's the okay. It's either you love me
or you leave me alone.
Right?
What the? Kabelo, Buka tissues.
Is it Kabelo?
Yeah. What?
I know he wasn't trying to be deep potentially, but that is actually quite deep.
It goes with one with Nonzo Kisa. Now that we're going into the Kaito.
Are you going to Kaito? What was Tembi saying? Were you must resist the peace that deserves the... What the fuck was that?
Y'all feel it? Oh.
What's up? Ugh, that came out wrong. Anyway, how you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Worse Than Wine with Toby and Cruella, aka Takani in this instance. But for now, let's call her Miss G. Yeah?
Okay.
Miss C, actually.
C.
What is it? It's a C. Whoa. Hectic. Anyway, so how have you been?
I've been great.
Yeah? You look great. You're glowing and stuff.
I mean... But I've been great. I've been doing something that I love. I don't know, or our viewers don't know, but I did a whole career shift. I'm on my, is it fourth career? But I think this is the one that I'm going to stay with.
Which is what? What are you doing?
I am a copywriter now.
Oh, yeah. No, we know that. Don't we?
Last time I did this, I was doing construction.
I love how she's doing copywriting because she's words and words and words. Not that I'm the wine. Guys. Yeah. Okay, but yeah. So today, we want to have you guys learn with us how to read a wine bottle. We know that we love our wines, but we never really know how to say certain things. Like for instance, what is this? What is the 2021?
The year the wine was made?
Yeah, no. You see what I'm saying? No, it's not. So let's start. There are 5 things we're going to be sharing with you guys on how to read a wine bottle. Trust me, you're not alone. Same happened. I thought so too.
Okay.
So 1, the year, it's actually what we call the year the wine was made. It's actually called a vintage. Okay, so you say what happened in this vintage, which will be year.
Child, right? Vintage is not when the wine is old.
So no. So actually, vintage is when the grapes were picked or harvested.
Oh.
Yeah. So the beautiful thing about knowing the vintage is that you'll know what happened in the year. So if it happened to be a rainy season, then you'll know where your grapes were affected in a certain way, right? So there's what you call a warm vintage, a cold vintage, and from a warm vintage, which is a warm year, generally you get wines that are riper, that are more sweet, and then if it's been cold, then obviously less ripe and less sweet.
When I tell you I am embarrassed.
Yeah, so there's also then a producer of the wine, right? So the producer will be like your fed bastard. You'll be like, okay, that's the producer. And then varietal would be your Chardonnay, which will be the grape you use, the wine is, right? Okay. So you have your dark grapes. We'll get into another episode where we talk about grapes. And then you have your
grapes.
Winery. We should. Winery would be wine of South Africa, right? So I don't know which winery exactly, but this part then would explain where the wine is from, as in the region, the farm. Where do we want to go in Cape Town?
Stellenbosch, Franschhoek.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Vibes, right? And then you have the alcohol percentage, right? So the higher the percentage, the riper the grape, the sweeter the grape, right? So that sort of already influences gives us insight into the year, how the year was, right? So a 12.5% is not really bad, right? It means the grapes that made this Chardonnay were maybe like sweeter.
Okay.
And really, this is the most basic thing that we first learned.
I love this for you.
Her, yeah, with wine. I love this for us. I love this for us. So that's that, guys. We learned about the vintage, right? The producer, which would be your Fed Bastard, your winery. I mean, the varietal, which would be your Chardonnay. You know, some people love Cab Sav. And then you have your winery, right? Which will be the wine of South Africa. I don't know which winery though, but because it's not as specific, but it's from South Africa. And then you have your alcohol percentage. That's how you read your wine bottle. How did that fare, baby?
Not bad. I'm just surprised that I did not know as much as I thought I did.
I know, same, right? So we just drink these things, but we need to flex a bit. If you're going to be worse on wine, listen, going deeper, deeper. So another item we're going to be doing today, which is, I think, one that will maybe give you a bit of insight into who we are as people, is we're going to be sharing 5 quotes that we like, right? So I think 101 dimension here. You'll understand why she stressed this word. Please, fill us in, ma'am.
My favorite quote. Okay, I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's the one that I first thought of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from a Disney movie. Guys, so much of my life is influenced by Disney. It's so weird because I'm supposed to be a responsible adult.
I think most of us. I mean, we still watch Thingy even now, Tom and Jerry.
So it's from Miss Cruella de Vil. So it's like, more good women have been lost to marriage than to war, famine, disease, and disaster. You have talent, darling. Don't squander it.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into that?
Cruella! Okay. Why is it your favorite?
I think it's because, obviously, I'm a Black woman growing up in a patriarchal society. And it's always that whatever you do, whatever decisions you take with your life, you must always hold this idea that marriage is the most important thing that can happen to you.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to, and make no mistake, I'm a big fan of marriage. Psh.
And a lot of people don't think you are.
Amen. That's all of my own all the time. Please sign me up. But I just hate the idea that it's the most important thing. It's an important thing, yes. But let's not make it the most important, because when we do that, that's when women start staying in bad marriages and when they will literally throw you under the bus to keep being married.
I think we should, I don't know, I think we should just leave it to, if it's your important thing, then let it be yours. But at the same time, don't die for it. Does that make sense?
I mean, I would die for a good pair of shoulders, but...
Of course. Hello. I just had an inside joke, sorry.
That was shady. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that's my...
Yeah. Okay. What's your second one? Oh, should I share mine?
I think you should share yours, then I'll share mine.
All right. So it's going to be so weird. The heights are going to go this way and this way, because you'll see how different we are with Takane. So mine, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember where I saw it. I don't remember. I was watching a video. It's from Simon Sinek. And then it's like, leadership is not about the next election. It's about the next generation. And the one thing that I think people are so capitalist that it's always about, and I think that's our cry for most governments, that they've always been so about me. How do I do this before my term ends? How do I benefit from this before my term ends? And it's never really been about us as the nation. And you can see how the social scape is for our country. Everybody's bouncing, dog. Like, how many of your friends are now actively looking for jobs outside this country?
You know, the funny thing is, even myself, I literally just started thinking I could stay in this country this year.
Why?
I don't know. I have new hopes. I don't know. But suddenly I feel like I could stay.
Okay, before?
I desperately wanted to leave.
Yeah. So that's my problem. You're a brilliant person. We need to see you proud and happy. You're from Lesotho and embracing that. But instead you're just like, can I bounce and just maybe even change my name and nationality? Maybe not, but you know what I'm saying.
I mean, I once dated a man hoping to get a different citizenship, but that's not That's not the topic for today. But okay.
Yeah. And you find so many bosses in different environments, work environments. I know you love yours.
I do love my bosses.
You do. Your bosses.
They should not watch this. I don't want them thinking.
Right. So people in their jobs, they're just Motiona is too self-centered. All he wants is our energy and hard work, but all she wants, let me not do that. So it's always just about how people just want things for themselves, but are never really looking into investing into other people. That's why I like this quote so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
My next favorite one would be, and guys, now I'm such an oversharer because now I'm going to have to tell the background to that quote.
Do.
But it's Upidechi Sala. She says, you say I have to forgive you because blood is thicker than water, something like that. But blood was still blood when you chose to hurt me.
Ooh, hectic.
And I think for me, it has always gone back to, we tend to let our families get away with a lot because we're like, no, but they're family.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're still a shitty person. Yes, you're family, but you're still a shitty person.
Let's be factual about something.
Yes, and for me, I meet people and they're like, oh, what's my mama? And I'm like, I don't know that person because I'm not close with that part of my family.
Right, really.
It's a conscious decision. I was like, okay, these people, maybe not. So yeah.
I mean, when you talk about family, we need the whole episode to just unpack that because family. I would relate to a lot that you just said.
What a top tier concept.
I'm going to cap it there. My second one would be one from a friend of mine. He's a poet. His name is Khosi Rajeke. Khosi writes beautiful poetry. I'm just going to leave it. I can't explain it any further. And then I'm also going to paraphrase this because I don't remember, but the thing is from, is it the Songstress? I think that poem is the Songstress. So he says, a man's power is measured on his knees. And I'm like, man, talk about biceps and triceps. Talk about money. Talk about a pool of women. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you this person?
And because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then he just says that, and I'm like, that is true, because also for me, now that we're sharing about ourselves, for me, prayer is, without it, guys.
I mean, when you said on your knees, that's not what I thought. But
no! Fire. Holy fire.
I really do need, Sunday should be
you
for
do
Jesus. Yeah.
I mean, it's Sunday, so yeah, so that's my 32nd personal favorite.
Okay,
Let's go third.
I think I've been terrible enough, so let me choose a different one from the one I was thinking.
No. Please, I love them, by the way.
No, I'm becoming a better person. So I have Yasa Daliwood. She's a poet, and there's a quote where she says, "You'd better learn to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself instantly. It's a skill you're going to need until you die." And I think not many of us forgive ourselves because the business of living is messy. Hey, you will make mistakes. You'll do things that you didn't think you would do. Yeah, things that you actually always judged other people for doing, and now you did the thing.
There's a movie like that recently. It's called The Man Inside, I think.
Okay, I have not had a chance to watch it.
He's a pastor, but he eventually tries to kill someone.
Yeah. So I think you need to go through life knowing what you'll do things that you're not necessarily proud of. And forgiving yourself doesn't really mean that you are absolving yourself from responsibility.
Yeah.
It's just that you accept you're human and you're bound to make mistakes.
That is so true.
Yeah. And once you do that, life gets so much better.
Forgiveness is hard. Forgiving yourself. For some reason, I can forgive you more easily than I can forgive myself. I don't know why.
What's the one thing you've never forgiven yourself for? This is a safe space.
Is it?
It really is not.
It's not. On that note.
Okay, you'll tell me off camera.
That's on all. Okay, so I have another one by Malcolm Gladwell. It's actually from this book called Outliers. It's such an old book. So this is one of my favorite books. But so what this book says, what the thingy says, and also I'm paraphrasing a lot on these, but it talks about how youth, ne? You are the right age. All this, your Ruperts, your Steve Jobs, your thingy, Bill Gates, all of these people,
Sim
right?
Dope's dead.
Yeah. So they were at the right time. That is the year. They were the right age. They had the right resources. And that's how they were able to be successful. And that's how they are outliers. So, instance, you are Takane, you live in Leribe. Leribe is now starting to become a booming town, meaning there's a lot of opportunity. You are in your 30s, right? You work.
I don't know why we're telling people I'm in my 30s, but okay.
Saying, right? I'm just saying, it's like a hypothetical, right? And then you work, so you have the capital to do whatever you want to do, right? So that's what it's saying. Just look at those moments, those opportunities, and then you become an outlier if you apply yourself within those environments. And I'm always like, this is me right now. What opportunities out there? I want to be so exposed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always like putting myself with people who no deal, you know.
You can hook you up with things.
Yeah, because this is
Very
the time
capitalistic, but okay.
this is the time to grind, though. This is the time to grind, and I'm at the peak of my year to do that.
Personally, I grind because I don't have money. Deep in my soul, I was born to be a house. I'm not gonna say housewife because I don't want to be a wife, but I was born to be a house. Do nothing.
Can I tell you
A
something?
woman of leisure. But
I'm not cut off for hard labor as well. I want to do what I love
so hard.
because I got to.
You know, the thing with life is that it will always work out. If you were to stop grinding today, you wouldn't die. Something will come up. Stop.
Has that worked for you?
I do not dream of labor.
Has that worked for you so
It
far?
has not, guys. I have 2 jobs. Please don't listen to
People have 4
Please do not
jobs,
listen to me.
like,
Don't get a job.
Listen.
And my other favorite quote, I'm not going to explain this. I'm just going to leave it there for the public to interpret. It's from Zaza Gabor. Used to be a socialite. Which was made like 8, 12 times, I don't know. But it's how many husbands have I had? You mean apart from my own?
Okay, I see why you'd like that. But why do you like that? Why do you like it?
I said I was not going to explain.
Moving on. I think maybe different note. I love Beyonce, right? And I believe there's something that Stephen Munyamani likes to say about, it was usually when he did the entrepreneur, the hookup dinner. So you'd say it's ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And it's always sort of stuck with me. You know, I'm like, yeah. And when they do extraordinary things, they become extraordinary people. And that's Beyonce for me, you know? So...
Quick question, Beyonce or Rihanna? As in, where does your allegiance lay?
I want to say both. Because
you can only pick one.
It's a lie.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
I can't pick.
Don't overthink it. Pick one. Beyonce or Rihanna? Oh my God.
Also, like...
Be decisive.
No. I don't want to pick. This is me being decisive. I am not picking. But anyway, so there's a song she has, Formation. Y'all know Formation, like...
Okay, ladies, now let's get... I'm a terrible singer. I should not be doing that.
So, you know you that be when you cause all this conversation. Only stay gracious, best revenge is your paper.
You know, I'm not revenging because I don't have the paper.
But that's what she's saying. Like, you can't be out here being loud and, you know, all of that in the streets and even you're not banking nothing. You understand? Because people are always going to say stuff, but when they see you succeeding, it's like fluff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's me. But anyway, Formation, the entire song is like my thing.
So now I'm going to read out the whole poem. Unfortunately, it's not just one quote.
Whew.
It's a very short poem. It's by Dino, I guess Nagi Mile or Mile. She's from here. Mile, you know him?
I think I've seen
It's from here. She's from here. And the funny part is I didn't know about her till I read her work in Motuki Upile Chisala.
Yeah.
Upile in Malawi. And it was so sad for me, Hori. This girl is from Lesotho.
Dude.
I had to see her through the eyes of somebody else in Lesotho.
Dude.
But the poem goes for a conversation reminded me that maybe we do not know what it means to love a country. And how can we, when we barely know what it means to love a person? when we were born in a time that there was barely any country left to love. We only know through stories that a kingdom used to stand where the ash now touches our feet.
Ooh.
And I resonated with that so much because what we were saying earlier, we all want to leave Lesotho. We all want to... We look at Lesotho as like, yeah, I come from here, but I can be better elsewhere.
Yeah.
And that's because essentially we do not love it.
Is it I can be appreciated elsewhere or I can be better elsewhere?
Maybe it's a bit of both. But it's always like, okay, if you and I do not change it, who's going to change it?
Yeah.
And I think Africans have this sense, and I hate it so much, that somebody is going to come from the West and change our situation. Instead of when I can put in the work to...
Together.
Yeah.
The one thing we don't have is together, guys. I don't know if it's a, like a past like historical trauma, but we can never work together. I don't know why. It's so annoying. We can never trust each other. For instance,
I wouldn't say never.
Check this out. Okay, never. It's
never is such a long time.
Yeah, it's a permanent word. But like, take for instance, if the government was like, guys, ikopanyeng, and then just form a consortium of some sort, and then we will fund it to do whatever. So many people are going to be so self-centered around that. But honestly, like you saying, this year you have found new hope in this country. I've always had like the hope.
I have.
I've always seen there's a lot of opportunity in this country. It's amazing how you'll have one person without a job totally and give up. And then there's another person who has 5 or 4 ideas like you and I.
Yeah.
They're lucrative, you're not pursuing, and then it's like, how is there that disparity? You know what
Do
I'm
you
saying?
listen to Shoma Josie's poetry? When she's not Shoma Josie, I don't know what does she call herself when she's a poet.
No.
Maya something German surname. I'll find it for you after this episode.
Cool.
But there's a poem where she talks about our end of the tunnel is so narrow that we have to fight each other to get through it. And I think maybe that's why that people are not working together, because the opportunity is like this small, and if there's 10 of us, I need to bring you down for me to access it.
But that's perspective. That's purely on perspective. It is. It really is. For me, that's my truth. I believe it is. Like
I'm not very political. I did vote. But I'm not one person. I don't have a political party that I blindly follow. But when I say that the end of the tunnel is so narrow, I've seen many people. I have a friend, guys. I hope she's not going to watch that. I judge her so much. She'll be like posting politicians. Today, on this day, Kiahopla, one of you guys is having a birthday. She posted on her Facebook, happy birthday to Minister Mama. And every time I look at her, I feel sad, Hori. You have to kiss us so much because in your heart, you don't believe that you can get a job, you can get opportunities without having to excuse those guys.
But you see what I mean? When I get a perspective, because there's somebody who believes, I live in Lesotho, this is what I have. And then there's someone who's like, okay, Lesotho, but I have the world as my oyster. This is such a cliche, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Is it also not a matter of privilege?
Is it? Or exposure? I mean, there's a lot of things that play, honestly.
Privilege leads to exposure.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
There are people who don't know what is out there because they have not been exposed to it. And that's a matter of privilege. And privilege can come from your parents having been wealthy. It can come from you having been smart, because then you'll know opportunities. It can also come from you being pretty.
Uh-oh.
No, let's not lie. Pretty privilege is a thing.
Do you have
pretty privilege? Have you seen me?
I want to start with my phone. I want to start something with you. I want to start something with you.
I'm not a narcissist, I swear. I swear.
But
I'm very humble.
Because you have to even say that, I mean, I'm just going to put it out there.
I always tell people the story of how I got into the writing business. My first paid job as a writer was honestly because of pretty privilege. And I will admit that freely. How I got my first job is being taken out, and there were elections going on. And, there were SADC observers. So I'm drinking. Observers are observing me when they should be observing elections, but okay. And then I got into a conversation.
That's how they screw up.
I got into a conversation with this guy, and it turned out he worked for some paper. And then he's like, no, right? I was like, that's what you do. I can probably do that. He's like,
No, but like also like I think, yeah, you maybe like maybe, right? But at the same time, there's a point where opportunity meets preparation. Had you not
I'm
been,
not going to say to you that I'm not intelligent and that I did not deserve that job because I did. I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
But had I not been a pretty girl, the conversation would not
wouldn't
have happened in the first
even
place. Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
And this is why when people that come from rich families and have had privileges say they work hard, it's like, yes, you work hard.
And we recognize. But you have one foot in the door already.
That thing about Hannah was the Microsoft guy.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, he worked hard, but his mother was already on the board of IBM.
And his mother worked hard for that to happen. I mean, I never
True,
like...
but any guy would have worked as hard as Steve Jobs, but had they not known the right people.
I mean, it's like now people trying to... Sorry.
And I don't mean Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. People now trying to say Elon Musk benefited from the, racism of... So I'm like,
He did.
yeah, but like he was a kid. It's not his fault.
Listen, I'm not even saying privilege is your fault and that you should feel better about
Yeah,
your
but it
privilege.
is. No, I agree
But
with
it
you.
does help you get ahead.
I fully agree. That is true. Can I stir something now, talking to your marriage thing? I don't know why I didn't start with this.
Okay.
So there's this person I like really much called Miles Monroe. And if you like know me, you know that I like Miles Monroe. Yes, girl! maybe it's because of what's coming.
Maybe please take that out in editing.
We are living this.
No.
We are living this.
Oh my God.
Okay. So it says, here are a few important principles to remember with regards to giving and receiving between males and females. When a male demands, a female reacts. She doesn't respond. When a male gives, a female responds. When a male commits, a female submits. Nothing is more precious to a female than a committed male. Nothing is no more depressing to a female than an uncommitted male. Okay, here's a secret, guys.
I'm listening.
Why am I looking at my camera?
Also, you're certainly giving us secrets.
Okay, if you want a submitted female, be a committed male. Of course, that has a lot of factors that could go into it. Moving forward, it's that simple. When a male abuses, a female refuses. When a man abuses a woman, she refuses to respond. When a male shares, a female cares. If you find a man who is willing to share with a woman in his life, you will find a woman who's willing to care for her man. When a male leads, a female follows.
I don't know if I follow men, but okay.
Now listen, this is the part. Ne? When a man carries out his God-given responsibility for leadership, a woman responds by following his lead. Now, let's understand leadership. Leadership does not mean being bossy, always telling others what to do. No. Leadership means going ahead, not putting others in front. Good leaders lead by example, not by decree. So, Jesus led by example, and so did Moses, Peter, as well as Paul, and all the other great leaders in the Bible. Leading by examples meaning doing ourselves the things we wish others to do.
That's actually good.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, refreshing, tell the males in my country.
And I have nothing to say to these niggas, but okay.
But yeah, I found this really nice.
My final quote, it's from, I'm holding this book and I am a self-professed feminist,
Okay.
the patron saint of feminists over here. But my absolute favorite quote is, it is not your job to be likable. Your job is to be yourself. Someone will like you anyway.
I love that quote.
Just me up.
I know.
What is going on?
I know. Same. I think that, who's that?
That's Chimamanda.
Chimamanda.
Ngozi Adichie.
Chimamanda is absolutely in sync with Marianne Williamson on that poem, Adipe's fear is not that we're inadequate. Adipe's fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. There's a part where he says, something, it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
Did you watch Akira and the Bee?
Not just that, and Coach Carter. I know that whole poem is just time.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it says it's a light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. we're all meant to shine as children do. It's not like in some of us, it's in everyone. And as you let your own light shine, you unconsciously liberate others to do the same. And I'm like, right? We conform so much as people. It's so annoying, honestly.
On the note, guys, now if there's one thing I would leave people with, like if there's one thing that I would want people to follow, is that really don't try to be likable. It's nice that people like you, but you can't go through life trying to be likable. It's exhausting.
I agree. I fully agree, guys. And like for me, I had that syndrome or whatever because of a lot of things that we can unpack in another conversation.
We must.
Like, I think everyone has that people-pleasing thing and that whole kind of, what's that thing?
Pick me.
Not pick me, the other one.
I don't know. I go through my life.
Imposter syndrome. You know, when you have imposter syndrome, it's almost a keen, people-pleasing thingy as well.
That's the thing, okay. It's either you love me
or you leave me alone.
Right?
What the heck? Kabelo, Buka Tuesdays.
Is it Kabelo?
Yeah. What?
I know he wasn't trying to be deep potentially, but that is actually quite deep.
It goes with one with Nonso and Kisa. Now that we're going into the Kaito.
Are you quoting Kaito? What was Tembi saying? Were you must resist the peace that deserves the... What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I have no idea what
Something about you must resist the news that deserves the peace. Nobody knows what that means.
Yo, I feel like she was in some deep trance. Guys, yeah, I'm loving today. Okay, obviously the conversation is gonna go on.
Yeah, we need to go.
Continue.
Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and that'll be
a lot. It's Words and Wine on YouTube. It's Words and Wine on Facebook. And yeah, so the next episode we are having Madingane. Okay, what's Dingin's name?
Madingane Madiehe.
Right, because I was like, I know, I was like, Dingy, are you with... Anyway, yeah. Okay. So we're having Madingane Madiehe coming through. I'm so excited. She's been a sister of mine, a friend, etc. But yeah, so she's coming through as a guest. But I absolutely loved today's show. Did you love it?
I did.
Do you have one last thing to say to AK?
That they must resist the needs that deserves the peace.
I feel like this is the whole where's your pots, where your pots type of situation.
Every time I listen to Boomshak and Tembi's I'm like, ma'am, what are you saying?
Wait, say it again.
You must resist the needs that deserves the peace. It makes no sense.
The needs that disease the peace.
You must resist them.
I think I get it.
You do? Okay, guys. Have a productive
That's a wrap. That is a wrap. Thank you, guys. Do subscribe, like she said. Thank you so much. Let's meet again on the next episode. Kudos.
Is the camera off? Because I need to express my real feelings that I won't be sued for.
About diseases.
Is the camera... Are you not...
About the diseases that disease the peace.
I think she was high, but I can't say that on camera because if she sues me, I don't have the money. It's like that whole thing at Tapotola. There's a song where I know it was the Tapotola song. Gitty. He's like, you're gonna die. You're
gonna stir fry your brain. No, gitty, like the drugs will stir fry your brain.
Oh, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Not high.
It's not.
What are you saying?
It's not Tepo. It's what's his name? Caiaphas. Is it? I think it's.
I don't know who it is, but I was like, this line can only have come
from a high person.
Because there's no way.
Say the Lebomatosa's thingy again. I'll tell you.
You have to resist the needs that resist the peace.
Okay. So
ma'am, that doesn't, like, there's no way.
Let's say you
better not be recording this.